Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I have my top 5 comic book cover picks of the week, the 5 books I'm looking to buy for the week of January 5th, 2022. And the book I'm showing on the opening slide here is Inferno number 4. It's the Peach Momoko variant for this book, and I'm showing it because Inferno number 4 is probably the best comic book this week for covers. It has multiple good covers. In fact, this Momoko cover doesn't even make it into my top 5 list, so it shows you how strong that book had. For covers this week, I will say it is not the strongest week in terms of total amount of great covers, but there were some really good ones, and we'll get into that. I will say I did miss a few weeks there as I was kind of figuring out if I was going to continue the series or not. But the one thing I did find is it did keep me really grounded into modern comics and what's happening. And I felt like I was better informed as a comic book buyer, seller, dealer, whatever you want to call yourself, by doing this. And so I'm going to keep doing it. So it doesn't matter the view count or people like that that I'm doing this or that other people do it better. But I'm just doing it because it's fun and I like picking up these books and I like sharing with you my journey on getting some cool variants. And these are my picks. So again, I don't pick books that are what I consider to be the best investment, or the total value is the number one reason I'm doing this. It's just things that fit into my collection or things I like, and some of them are spec books and some of them are just PC books. So we'll move into number 5 right now. All right, number 5, Dark Knight's still number 3. Again, I like the series. It's been a good read, and I like these 1 in 25 Petrie covers. So we've had Batman, Superman, now we got Wonder Woman. Obviously, this is a series, and one of the things I do like is being able to display a series of comic books like this on a wall, or just in general having a series of books that all have similar theme. And that's, for me, it's becoming more important because I like to display what I'm collecting, and having these options. I like the Nakayama books, his covers, the Mayhew Sneakerhead books. All these newer variants that are coming out. They look really cool when you put them all together. So it's one of the reasons this is on the list. These are selling usually 20 to 25 bucks, or a 1 in 25. And I think as we get further into this book, having, I think, 12 of these to display at one point would be awesome. And I think as a set, people are going to want this in the future because they're very unique and it's not been really done before. Number 4, Suicide Squad number 11. And so I think a lot of people are going to be confused by this book because, first of all, it's an Ambush Bug cover, right? And Ambush Bug, to me, is awesome because I was a huge Keith Giffen fan, Kevin Maguire, Justice League of America book, collector back in the day, and so Ambush Bug was kind of like in that same time frame and was very absurdist, made fun of the DC universe, and so it's just cool to see Ambush Bug on a cover, and I do think it's a very nicely done cover. When I call this is, I wouldn't say a gimmick cover, but it's definitely something that you're not going to see a lot of. Ambush Bug on a cover. The one thing I think that's really cool about it is that Maguire could have just phoned this one in and not put a lot of effort into it. He obviously likes the character and he likes well enough to make an actually really good cover. And it's actually one of probably the best Ambush Bug covers ever made. So if you like the character, if you like the 90s, and just like the nostalgia of seeing this kind of absurdist character on a cover again, it's awesome. I know he's been featured in the book a little bit, but it's just him on a cover is awesome. So, and again, it's a cardstock. It's not a ratio variant, so it's pretty easy to find. And I've already picked one up for around $4, so you can get it out there for $4 plus shipping. So again, it's about $6-7. Number 3, so Horizon Zero Dawn Liberation number 4. So this is a video game turned into a comic book. And if you've looked at my comic book goals or just my collecting goals for 2022, I talk about my indigenous collection. And so this is a really, I think, a really pretty cover, and it's got some Native American indigenous content, the characters and what the game is based on. And so I just, regardless if you think it's done properly or not, a lot of Native American artwork, like I talked about the 50s, it's not done in the right vein, but I like the documentation of the evolution of the artwork and just representation. And so to me, it doesn't matter as much as the fact that how the representation has changed through the decades and through the years. And this is I think, a very beautiful cover. So from that perspective, I really want to find it. It's been tough to find. I don't think it's really that. I think it's been delayed a little bit, so it may not come out this week. And so not a lot of them are on eBay. A few have been sold, but again, it's not a book I've been able to find very easily. In fact, I think Midtown Comics is sold out, so it's been tough to find. So this is one I'm going to have to dig a little bit for. It's a beautiful cover, and it's not selling very high, but I think it is hard to find. Number 2, and this is the book that I've talked about quite a bit, already in the intro. Inferno number 4. This is the Udon Hidden Gem variant. It's a 1 in 100. There's already been sales between 100 and 150 on eBay. And again, there's a lot of nice covers. I showed you the Momoko. There's a Pepe Larraz and a David Nakayama, which again is another artist I really like. And there's the Larraz, and here's the Nakayama. Again, a lot of good covers in this week's Inferno number 4. It's definitely the book that had the best covers in totality for the week. And again, this Inferno 4, the Mystique cover, it's very well done. I like the colors, and again, it's a pretty tough hidden gem 1 in 100. So I'm going to look for it. It's obviously one of the more expensive books for the week as well. So it is kind of one of the leaders of the pack in terms of cost this week. And last but not least, Batman 119. This is the Jock 150 cardstock variant. It is a foil cover. Again, almost since 117, Batman has had a great cover that I've put on the list, and it's not intentional. I'm not doing this because I'm just a huge Batman fan, which I am, but obviously DC pays a lot of attention to Batman and definitely tries to have a few good covers every week or every month that the Batman book comes out, and this is no different. I'm a big sucker for black and white covers. You'll see that in a lot of my other books. Also, I like the negative space covers. So again, this ticks a lot of boxes for me, and Jock as a artist really speaks to me, and so I really am excited about this book coming out. I got the previous foil book that came out, and so this is another one. So again, a series of books. And one thing I did pay attention to is I'm pretty sure this week, majority of the books, I'm pretty sure almost all the books I picked this week, I didn't go for books that had multiple variations of the same art. And that's one of the things I talked about in my prior videos is I am getting sick of books that have, let's say, multiple versions of the same art, where it's just colored differently, or it's virgin versus non-virgin. I still like virgin variants, and so, obviously, I may still pick a few virgin variants if I really love the artwork, but I think single cover image artwork where you can only get that image once, to me, is where I'm going to really focus, because it narrows down the selection process and trying to find the right book I want to buy, because then you're picking which one can you afford or which one can you find. And the other thing too is, as if a book does pop and get really popular, it definitely dilutes the value of a book, because you have multiple options to pick from if that artwork becomes really cool. I think of like the Legion of Superheroes Supergirl book. If there was like 4 versions of that book, I don't think it'd be worth near what it is today. And so I think that is something from an investment perspective I'm paying attention to. So that's my picks of the week. My 5 books I'm going to be looking for. And I looked at my tracker just recently, and I have about 60% of the books I've put on these lists so far. And I have about 46 books I've picked so far. And so I'll keep a tracker and I'll give an update at the end of the month, and we'll look at the books I've been able to get so far and see where I'm at. And it's been a fun journey, and I'll see you next week. My top 5 list of comic books that I'm picking up for the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.